The onboarding process is critical to get ourselves up and running and working in a smooth rhythm going forward. So right out of the gate, we want to make sure that all the bank accounts are connected, the credit cards are connected. We have things like the asset schedules, depreciation, loans. We're frequently missing loan information in the QuickBook files that we look at. So first 90 days, and believe it or not, it does take 90 days sometimes to do this, to get everything connected, get all the transactions coded accurately. There's a lot of back and forth between the client and us, just making sure we really understand everything that's coming through. We recognize a lot of vendors, but not all. So it's very good to get that clarity. And then at the end of the onboarding process is what we call our financial statement review session. And that's where we sit down with the business owner and say, here's your financial P&L and balance sheet that we received, when we started, and here's how it looks now. And we literally walk down each of those documents to make sure that all of us are very comfortable with the data that's being displayed. There are multiple meetings as we get started. The first is the kickoff call. So we've gone through the discovery meeting with me, and I kind of understand we've developed the proposal and we're moving forward. So the first meeting will be our kickoff call. And that meeting is designed simply to get some of the administrative things kind of organized a little bit. We set the client up in our client portal, so all communication can now start happening within our client portal, not random emails getting bounced back and forth. We upload documents through the client portal. We'll also talk about getting bank access so we can retrieve bank statements, so we don't have to reach out and get bank statements emailed to us every month. So that's called third-party access to the bank statements. There might also be some access needed if we're starting a new QuickBook Online file and that kind of stuff. Fairly administrative, just getting that foundation set first. And then we'll have a meeting we call the initial strategy session. And that's where the account manager will come in, and we'll have about an hour meeting where the client can talk with their account manager and really start to explain, how they got to where they are, what's important to them, kind of get their story and what they're looking to do in the next, 12, 24 months or so that from a strategy standpoint, the account manager starts getting that enabled so that they can formulate a plan for that particular client. And also in that initial strategy session, we begin to understand any nuances in their bookkeeping and how they're keeping track, inventory versus cost of goods sold, and how the money is actually received by the client. So we're sure to capture accurately all the revenue that's coming in. Sometimes we're diving into the expenses and how certain things have been categorized in the past, so we can make sure that we're going to categorize them the correct way going forward. And then after that meeting, which also our staff accountant is a part of that meeting, because the staff accountant is the one that's actually doing the work within QuickBooks. But so now they have a very firm understanding as well of what's important to the client, and also get the perspective of the account manager, who typically is the CPA. And then that's where a lot of work starts happening behind the scenes. And this is where the bulk of that 90 days really takes place. Behind the scenes work, getting the QuickBooks accurate, up to date, sales tax all recorded correctly, and all of those kind of things. And then all of that culminates in the financial statement review session, where we can really take a look at the before and after of the QuickBook file in terms of the profit and loss and the balance sheet. And after that's all agreed upon and everybody's comfortable with it, now we move into the regular monthly rhythm of generating those financial statements and working from an advisory standpoint with your account manager. Our goal in the onboarding process is 90 days. One of the big variables in determining truly how long it's going to take is what's called back work. Some clients come to us and their books are very, pretty clean. Maybe the prior accountant, like in this case, the prior accountant is doing our prior year, so we only have a month or two to get up and running and resolved for the current year. Those folks can go through pretty quickly because we only have 2 months worth of what we call back work to do. Other clients sometimes come to us and they could have a year or more worth of data that we basically have to go through and clean up and correctly code and make sure those financials are accurate. That obviously requires a lot more effort. Not only from our standpoint of just going through and doing those reconciliations that are in the books, but we're inevitably going to be asking questions of the business owner for something that happened 9 months, 12 months ago. And that process alone takes a lot of time because who can remember what happened 9 or 12 months ago? So it's very variable in that standpoint, but regardless, our mission, we keep driving for 90 days because the most important thing for us is to get people through onboarding so they are up and running in what I'll call the normal monthly rhythm of getting those financial packets delivered to our clients by the 25th of every month. In preparation for the kickoff call, it's really important just to bring everything. It doesn't have to be written down or papers and that kind of thing, but have spent the time to really think through all the aspects of your business in terms of how the revenue comes in, how the expenses are, all the bank accounts, all the loans, and just all of that. And also what you think is the most important part of your story that you want us to know. We're here to be a partner with you. So the more we understand of where you've been and where you're headed is vital to truly being able to partner with you to make things the way you expect them to be. The best part of the onboarding process is really the end, where all that effort that we put in, and there is a lot of effort from us and the client during that first 90 days. The best part about it is that financial statement review session where we really get to sit down with the client, show them how things were getting reported before and how those financial statements look today, and literally walk through them all so the business owner truly understands, darn near every line item in those financial statements. So that's the onboarding process. If you'd like to hear more or learn more about Kaizen CPAs can help you in your business, just click on the Let's Chat button on our website and we can have a conversation to see if we're a good fit for each other. Thank you very much.